at least a little bit of preliminary work here on the Jetta. This past week, I was on my way home from work, and an intermittent kind of tapping or clicking sound I was having got a lot worse, and at this point I'm pretty sure it's the CV axle. I did jack it up a few days ago, and I took a look, and the boots were all intact, but at this kind of mileage, it doesn't mean that the joints themselves aren't worn out. So, anyhow, I ordered all the parts which were supposed to have been here by yesterday, but due to the weather, everything's been delayed until probably Tuesday of this coming week. So what I'm going to do out here today is, of course, clean the snow off the car. I have already kind of dug it out with thanks to the handy dandy snowblower here. Just picked this up on Craigslist yesterday to make life a little easier in the winter. And yeah, I'm going to get the snow off the car, and what I'm going to do is, I read the Bentley manual, but I'm going to, of course, give it another quick once-over, but in order to get the CV axles off the car, I'm going to have to loosen this axle nut right here, and separate the ball joint from the control arm, and then unbolt the axle itself from the transmission flange. So, seeing as how it is extremely cold out here and will be all week, and I don't know how badly everything may or may not be rusted together, I am gonna get started on this today. Hopefully, with any luck, when I'm done here today, I'll have all the necessary bolts loosened and the car up on jack stands, so when the parts get here, I can just slot them in and put the car back together. Other than that, what else do I have to do? Still waiting on a new headlight switch. It's kind of finicky. Things get like that after 20 years, and I also have a brand new speedometer cable to install, which I may or may not get to today or even this week. But out on the highway, once I'm up to speed, the cable is just screaming. So it gets really annoying, and obviously it is going to fail. So probably better just to replace it preventively. That's all for now. Video continued. Anyhow, it took me a while to get the car cleaned off and to get as far as I am here. In order to get started, I had to loosen the axle nuts. It really didn't give me too much of a problem, but then I had to take the front wheels off. So in order to do that, I had to go get my my lug wrench, and this is actually what I use here. This is see if I can do this well, can't do it one-handed, but the end here telescopes out from the handle. Gives me a lot of leverage for loosening lug bolts. So anyhow, I had to get that out of the trunk, and the trunk was stuck. I'm not sure if it was just frozen or whatnot, but it took me a while there with the heat gun, kind of getting everything moving. Finally was able to pop the trunk and loosen the lug nuts, get the car here up on jack stands, and now I'm actually cleaning things up a little bit with some brake parts cleaner, and then I'm going to start loosening the ball joint to control arm bolts, and then the bolts securing the axles to the transmission. And hopefully I can get everything loose today before I'm done. Ideally, I just want everything loose, so as soon as my parts are here, I can just very quickly take everything apart and then get it back together. I'm doing this now so I don't have to fight with any frozen fasteners on Tuesday or Wednesday. I need this car back on the road as soon as I can do it. Continuing video here for a second. I did already clean this up a bit, but it only seems to be getting so clean at the moment. I can just see if I can get well, everything's really filthy right now. See if I can get the camera in here to okay, there you can see one of the bolts sticking up. kind of made all the mud and muck and everything. So that there, and if you can see the other one here, actually I'm not quite sure how visible that is, but those are the bolts I have to loosen there, and then there's some in here on the drive axle flange. You can see those all have to come loose as well. Okay, just a few more words on this tonight. It is well below freezing, and I've been out here for hours. I've been going inside intermittently to warm up, but it's getting late, and I just gotta call it quits. So I won't be driving this car probably for the next couple of days at least. Anyhow, so what you see here is my socket with the extension and the correct 12-point bit, and I got the outer axle nut loose quite some time ago, and as well as the ball joint 2 control arm bolts. And now what I have to do is loosen these 6 12-point bolts here on the CV axle, which holds it to the transmission. The problem I'm having is that, let me see if I can even get enough light to show you this. Maybe not. Give me 1 second here. It's one of the more difficult things about filming unscripted is I'm not sure what kind of lighting I'm going to need, that sort of thing. Let's see, night vision is not entirely adequate either. Let's try the, turn that off, try the light on the camera. Okay, that seems to be the best so far. So, anyhow, when I turn the wrench here, now, the problem I'm having is that it's well, it's not loosening the bolt, it's turning the whole drive axle here. Just 1 second, let me pause this. Okay. Once again, the problem I'm having here, I had to stop the camera for a moment, my hand was freezing up and it's extremely cold out here, is that when I turn the wrench, it's turning the whole drive axle and I just can't seem to loosen the bolt itself. Let me see if I can maybe show this to you. Well, can't seem to get enough leverage right at this second, but rest assured I cannot get that bolt loose. So hopefully maybe I can get some advice on the internet and get this loose, get the whole drive axle replaced, and get back to driving the car. Sorry for the for all the pauses and everything. It's freezing out here, kind of hard for me to collect my thoughts. So thank you and have a good day. Okay, final update for the evening. It's actually just been a few minutes since I took the last video. Anyhow, the last thing I tried was I put the transmission in reverse. And initially when I was working earlier, a few hours, or within the last couple of hours, if even that, I had the transmission, I think, in fifth, which is still a forward gear, and the drive axle would spin, and I really don't know if this made a difference, so I don't want to say, oh, this is the trick that'll help everybody with this problem. But anyhow, I put the transmission in reverse, finally got the socket on this bolt, the one that's a little cleaner than the rest of them, and just made sure it was on there secure, applied some force, and I was able to break that one bolt free. So I'm going to maybe spend a few minutes trying to get a few more of them free, and get inside before I freeze to death. So Anyhow, that's what that is, and once this is all loose, replacing the drive axle should be a fairly easy process. Okay, final update of the day. I was actually able to get all 6 bolts loose without stripping anything out. And it really didn't take me more than a few minutes once I figured out how to keep the drive axle from rotating. So that's it. I'm going to go inside and warm up, and in a couple of days the parts will be here and I'll be able to get this car back on the road. So I hope maybe this information helps somebody, and that's pretty much all for now. Thank you.